So you are taking sessions one after other, and these days you are very much on YouTube. Hmm?
Yeah, ma'am. Actually, yeah, I was just, getting this urge to make videos with different types of people. So yeah.
So, what I could understand after having a glimpse of your channel and videos, that you are very smart girl. Actually, you don't need to hone your communication skills. You are doing masters in English literature. I think so far as my information is concerned, but you are
Yes.
just a busy girl who want to be here, uh, who want to chit chat with different people and to be here on this platform. This is the only thing which I could make out of this my observation, isn't it?
Absolutely. Ma'am, that's actually the main reason as to why I have created this channel to talk with different types of people and to learn something from them.
And tell me frankly, what have you learned so far? I'm not talking about the language, but about your experience of talking to different people, and in that very in that perspective, what have you learned after talking to
Okay.
different people?
Okay. So yesterday, I was having a session with a girl from India. So I mean, before the conversation began, we decided to talk about any specific topic, right? So I told her that let's talk about technology and artificial intelligence. So I
Uh,
researched.
yeah, it's okay. Okay, it's okay.
Okay.
Carry.
So Okay. So I researched about technology and artificial intelligence because I wanted to like talk with her. And if you have selected a particular topic, then you need to know about the topic as well.
Communication skills. So whenever we are to talk on a specific topic, definitely we should have a plethora of the words related to that, and we should have enough information also. In that very case,
Exactly.
that we can't go ahead with just a general kind of conversation. Okay, then what was the outcome of that conversation which you had yesterday?
Yeah. So I already knew quite a lot about like artificial intelligence and technology and stuff like that. But since I had a session with her, I again had to like review all the thing which I had written down. So I got to discuss that with her. In my circle, that the people that I know on a personal level, I cannot engage in those kind of conversations with them because most of them are like, interested in gossiping and talking about other people or slandering or stuff like that. And I just really don't feel comfortable in those kind of conversations. I want to have intellectual conversations, So I have learned about so many different topics, but unfortunately I don't have a lot of people that I can discuss those things with. So I think that YouTube is like the perfect platforms to find those intellectuals and talk with them. So this way my knowledge will increase and I get the chance to share my knowledge.
Now, you are really very pretty girl. First
Thank
of
you,
all,
ma'am.
I searched a lot to find out the exact meaning of this chica bonita. Am I pronouncing that word correctly? That Spanish term. I had to
Yeah.
do a lot research before sitting for this kind of conversation to have it with you. Okay, that
Oh,
why is this different name? I haven't heard of this kind of terminology earlier in my life. Then I googled a lot. Then I came to know this is some Spanish term, and this is a meaning. And then once I saw you, I said exactly the girl is exactly like this.
actually, ma'am, the thing is that I had used this specific name back in when I was in high school, I guess. I think I was in 11th or 12th standard. So I was very naive at that time, and I was also obsessed with Spanish at that time. So nothing was coming in my mind, and suddenly this word just popped up in my head, and I was like, let's choose this one. So I chose it very spontaneously, very spontaneously.
But
Yeah.
these days, I have learned this thing that the youngsters, the young boys and girls like you, they are very much into learning other languages. Not English.
Hmm.
English is kind of a normal kind of thing. They prefer to go for to somebody is learning Spanish, somebody is learning German, or this kind of. So I thought you might also be doing something along with your pursuing this MA in English. You might be working on some other language as well. Is it so?
Actually, ma'am, back in 2012, when I was still in college, school actually, I was in school. So I was like really obsessed with Spanish language, and I had started learning the language. But because of my studies, I couldn't continue learning the language. But one thing that I observed at that time was the fact that I have this inherent talent for learning languages. Like for example, when I learn different languages, I understand it very easily and very quickly. I pick things very quickly as far as the languages are concerned. So that's one thing that I discovered about myself. And as I grew up, I became more interested in Korean language as well. So
Hmm.
yeah, but I have acquired smattering in both the languages. I'm not proficient. I cannot even hold a basic conversation with native Spanish or Korean speakers because I couldn't practice it, because of my studies. But yes, if I ever get the chance, I'll definitely continue the learning process.
Hmm. Nice. Good.
Yeah,
Okay.
and apart from that, I actually know P language. You know about it? P language is actually not an official language. It's constructed by people, but it's a fun language.
People of some specific group, age group, or
No, no, no. From all around the world can like learn that language because it's very easy to learn.
for example, any you name any word.
Word. No, actually, the thing is that the language is spoken like you have to put P in any word. You have to put in any P in any word. For example, if I want to say hi, how are you? I would say that hapai, hapau, apar, yuku.
Goodness.
So you have to put P. There's a technique to learn to speak this language.
This is called as P language.
It's
P
called P
P
language and P language. And you can use this language, like for example, if you're sitting with some of your friends and you want to have a secret conversation, you can talk with your friend in this language because learning this language is like very easy. It's a piece of cake. So yeah, that's the thing.
interesting.
Yeah.
We come across this kind of conversation. We have always been talking about either the language or about some specific stuff. So this way, I feel that this conversation is going to take some other shape. I have got to know
Sorry.
people who is too much into learning language, that you are blessed with this instinct that you pick up the words from different languages so quickly, and you love to learn the languages. And now I have come across this new terminology, or new term, or new kind of language, this P language.
Yeah. Actually, this P language is also in our native language, in Urdu. In Urdu, we call it feki boli. So pe is an alphabet like F, feki boli. For example, let me say something in feki boli. आप कैसे हैं? आप कैफे सेफे हैफे. That's how you turn it. Yeah, you have to
You
put
talk
F.
with you people, you youngsters, you talk with each other with P language.
No, I actually because not many people know the language.
Sorry.
Your voice is no, actually I don't come across people who know P language, unfortunately. But
Okay.
yeah, Poli is something that I used to talk in with my cousins back in my childhood.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
So anything else, Myra? Because when you put in the request, sort of that you want to have chat with me, I couldn't make it out why this young beautiful girl wants to chat with me. Because after going through your videos, I thought she's having a very good command over the language and still a learner, right? Moreover, you are pursuing your masters in that specific language. But then I thought I became inquisitive to know more about you. Let's have the session and let's see in what direction it takes the shape, in what direction it goes. So that way, otherwise, I always in the beginning of the session, I used to have something at the back of my mind. Okay, we made because we are on the same journey and we may ask this thing to each other or can discuss this thing with each other. But while sitting here for this kind of this session, today's session, I had nothing in my mind. I simply clicked it. Okay, this practical is there before me. Let's see how it goes.
And if I tell you very honestly, I was like very, very excited to talk with you. Like when I received your email, I was like highly elated. I was like, oh my God, finally I'm getting the chance to talk with you. Because for some strange reasons, I love talking with people who have a lot of experience and people who are like, people who are wise. And when I looked at your videos, when I was going through your videos, one thing that I realized was the fact that your language skills is like impeccable, like it's beyond amazing. And my teachers, my English literature teachers, they literally talk like you, like there's no difference. They are like highly educated people, and you're talking like exactly them. So I was like really interested and excited. And in fact, there's this question I had in my mind, which I wanted to ask you that. You told in one of the videos that your school was not English medium, if I'm not wrong, right? Yeah. So I was wondering that if your school was not English medium and if you're not provided with this English environment around you, then how did you become able to speak like this? Like the incorporation of vocabulary in your sentences is just beyond amazing. You utilize posh words and the kind of vocabulary which my teachers utilizes in their conversation. So how did you become like this?
Myra, I think you're talking much more than I actually deserve. I am a very ordinary
No.
person, and I am still a learner, and still miles are there to go. Yeah, I had my preliminary or primary education from a government school. My mom was a government school teacher, and my
Mm-hmm.
English started at a sixth standard. And if I go down the memory lane, at that time, the English was not this kind of polished language. Today, I made up one video, and in that video, I have narrated that sort of that incident that when I studied learning English, at that time, what kind of sentences we people were asked to make. Like we were supposed to write an essay on a chair. This is the chair. It is made up of wood. It has four legs. It has two arms. So I started from that very level. Yeah. If suppose everybody loves to be appreciated, I know what the fact is. You are a little girl, and might be feeling that you when you are talking to me, you should use good words, kind of thing. But actually, my vocabulary is at the moment is of very basic level, and I started my journey just a couple of months back. You want to talk to somebody? I think Myra, somebody is
Give me one.
there at your.
Yeah, yeah. Just give me 1 second. I'll be back. Okay.
Sure,
Okay.
sure. You
Okay.
take it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Okay. Sorry, ma'am. Actually, my mom was calling me. Yeah, please keep
It is
going. What were
something
you telling?
very basic because whenever we people sit for these kinds of sessions, so many people are already they are living around us. They are all the time around us. So
Yeah,
it's a natural kind of thing. Sometimes you receive a
yeah,
phone call in between in the middle of the session. So these things also
yeah,
happen. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So the thing is, yeah, I still I feel that still so much is to be done. So I really am grateful for your kind words, for the way you have appreciated me. But you have, I think, said much more than that was needed actually.
No, ma'am, I was highly impressed. And also the fact that you are still like learning. For example, people in this age, they just become stagnant and they stop working on themselves. They stop investing time in themselves. So it is like really inspiring to see you still trying to grow as an individual. and we can learn so many things from you for sure.
This is the sole purpose of our existence, Myra. Age is just a number. A day comes and day goes. This way you can't
Exactly.
control it. And this thing is like it's moving on a treadmill. Okay? You can't hold it once the treadmill is on. So everybody is going to pass through different phases of life. But so far as
Exactly.
thing is growth is concerned, it is in your hands. Just breathing is not growing.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm
Yeah.
strong believer. Whatever are the number of your days on this planet Earth, this thing is not in your hands. But
Yeah.
you with the life, beautiful life, and you must utilize it to the fullest. And God has given you, nature has given you so many of the opportunities. These are all the time around you. Even a
Yeah.
lifespan is not enough to learn all the things. I think we are
Hmm.
short of time. All the time we are short of time if we intend to learn the things. So I take
Hmm.
my I for me age is just a number. I have to repeat this thing in I think almost all of my sessions because this kind of dialogue comes from the other side almost in all the sessions. But yeah, I love it. I'm doing it for the sake of my growth. I love
That's
seeing
really
it.
That's really amazing because a woman, even in like after the woman get married, she just becomes only focused on her family, on her children, and things like that. They stop working on themselves. They start gaining weight. They start, I mean, they just become extremely dull and only become concerned about family issues. So I think that we should take inspiration from you, who is still like trying to learn and grow as an individual. It's an amazing. And okay, ma'am, I actually had another question as well, by the way,
Yeah,
which I wanted
carry
to.
on.
Uh, so I was going through your video, and in one of the videos, you said that your family is not aware of the fact that you are having these sessions, right? So are they still not aware of it?
Now, I think it's just a month back they got to know. Then I told them. All of a sudden, I
Hmm.
was having kind of session, and my son entered inside the room. Then he got to know
Oh.
that mom is something exceptional. So at that time, I disclosed this thing with my family members that I'm working on my communication skill this way. Rather, everybody has given me so much of the encouragement. I even talked to different people, the ladies who are having children, and yesterday I had a talk with somebody, and she told me whenever she talks to her grown-up son, and he says, "Mom, why are you doing this kind of thing?" But my son and daughter, they give me encouragement all the time. They are so happy for me. And moreover, in one of my videos, that is my introductory video, the introduction of my channel, and I would go exactly the way you have just narrated. That once the girl is grown up, the girl gets married, goes to the other family, and she is supposed by default that she is to take care of the all the family members, right, from morning till night, and then she has to look after the kids and everything, blah blah blah, cooking, laundering, and dropping the child at the school, then busy with the homework kind of stuff, and looking after fulfilling the desires of everybody. Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Once that is done, when you reach at that stage, in that very video, I have narrated this thing that I'm done with all this stuff. My responsibilities are over. Otherwise, till last date, your responsibilities go along with you. But once your
Hmm.
children become grown up, they can own their own responsibilities. Now, this is the time for me. This is my time now. So I am now giving that time to myself for my growth. So I used to say I am young with that long experience of life. Okay. I
Wow.
have my journey from there where I stopped doing anything for me when I was at the university level. So I have started my life from there itself now for me.
Wow, it's like really an amazing perspective. I think everyone should think like
And
that.
every lady should have this kind of thought process. I believe. I always
Yeah.
say the same way. whosoever comes around me, young girls or the ladies or the female I come across, I always motivate them. I always make them have this realization. You are done with your responsibilities. Now don't think you are getting older. No, this is a time to grow. Now you grow, right? It is a time for you.
Exactly.
So now it is a time to chase your dreams, which you dropped at some point of time in your life about 20 years back, 25 years back, or 30 years back for the sake of the responsibilities to fulfill the responsibilities of your family. Because
Yeah.
we are that kind of society, Myra, whether we are in India or in Pakistan, we people or the ladies of all developing nations, and I think there is no much difference between our culture, except
Yeah.
border is there. Otherwise, there was a time when we all were together. If we talk to our elders in the family, we were just one group or one family kind of thing. So there is no much
Yeah. That's
cultural. So that way, our society has grown or evolved in the similar way. But the status of women has not changed. Women mean
exactly.
responsibilities of the family. Women mean to cater all the, everything, whatever is related to your household or every member, your child, the schooling, the homework. So that you can say that is a synonym for a woman, being a woman. Women mean
Mm.
homework, the child. Women mean
Mm.
kitchen. Women mean to drop the child at the school. So women mean you take care of the laundry and clothing and do every blah 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 as a family, right? So once you are
Yeah.
done with that, it is never going to end at any stage. So when will you
Uh,
think about yourself? Let me know. Whether you are illiterate, whether you are lesser educated, whether you are highly educated, whether you are on some administrative post, whatever be your status professionally. But once you enter in the home, you are back with the similar kind of environment. You are expected to
yeah.
go along with all the jobs which any typical woman is performing, the kind of job she does in the family.
Yeah.
So when will we ladies start thinking about ourselves? When would we chase our dreams?
Absolutely. That's really true.
To everybody around me. So I'm finding out the answer to that. But my family is so supportive. My husband has given me the wings, like you go and chase your dreams. So this is just a
Yeah.
mind. Honey, languages or communication skill is just a minor thing. You just
Mm.
get ready, bucket list, and see. Start making your list, and you would find that it has become unending because this is
Mm.
a thing which you which you want to do in your life because your
Mm.
life exactly the way the other people they want to live, you also want to live that kind of life. You have all the desires, you want to fly, you want to see the world on the other side, isn't it?
Mm. Absolutely. But unfortunately, everyone thinks like that, like it's a really good thing that your family supports you and that they get behind you. But there are so many women out there in the world who are like dependent on their family members, and their family members doesn't allow them to pursue their dreams. They doesn't allow them to get their dreams fulfilled. And I think that it's like really amazing that your family is supporting you. I really wish that everyone in the entire world will become like that.
Should be that way. I consider myself as lucky enough, but I think you should have the desire within you also, Myra. First
Yeah.
step, you have to take the first step. My family supported me the moment they got to know that I'm doing this thing. I have started doing this thing. Only then.
Hmm.
It means the
Hmm.
have to take. So
Hmm.
initiative should come from your side. You should
Yeah,
have that
that's right.
instinct inside you. Otherwise, nobody is
Yeah,
going to give you the opportunity. This is the law of nature. You
that's
have to
very true, man. Yeah, you have to take a stand for yourself. No one else is going to take a stand for you. Yeah.
yeah, right.
Yeah. Yeah. And ma'am, I also like wanted to ask you this like one question that like how did you like learn English? Like how was your journey like?
Actually, Myra, so far as the theoretical knowledge of uh, the component of the language are concerned, I think everyone is aware of it. Uh, Whosoever has done the schooling and after that, if been to college, the person is lucky enough. And thing is, if even if somebody has passed through the schooling, the basics of the language are known to that person. The problem with us is that we don't practice that knowledge which
Hmm.
we gained at that part of your
Hmm.
life, because we are surrounded by so many other languages, even in India and Pakistan, and there's so many dialects also. So because
Hmm.
we get very less chances, not the opportunities, chances that we listen this language English until or
Hmm.
unless you do the efforts yourself deliberately. Like if you are sitting before your TV and you're watching, or you want to watch some English programs. Otherwise, the opportunity is not coming at its own your way, because when you are
Hmm.
conversing with family members, you have to converse in your local language. At the maximum,
Hmm.
you young people can chit chat with your age mates at the maximum, or in the colleges, etc. Otherwise, if we
Yeah.
have a day span of, you can say, 14 hours, how much time you might be devoting to this language? Compulsory being a student in the college, at the maximum 3 hours, 4 hours, or five. But rest of the 7 hours, you are surrounded by your Urdu language, or here Hindi or Punjabi or whatever are the languages,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
similar scenario happened with me also. But this is also fact that the component related to English is there inside us, because we have passed through that phase. We are not illiterate. If you have done your schooling and after that, like you are a college student, and I have been to the university also, though
Hmm.
English was not a subject, as a subject when we go for hard studies, English is left somewhere much up to the school level at the maximum, I guess, or might be in one or two classes in the college. We might have been taught English as a subject. So thing is,
Hmm.
you are there with the language, you need to practice it. So I started
Hmm.
doing this just a couple of months back. But yeah, because language was already there, I used to frame the letters whenever it was needed. But that was to the bare minimum level, up to bare minimum level. But when about 6, 7 months back, I took up the decision that now I have to work on my communication skills. So I don't say I am not using the word to learn English. Actually, English is known to me, but I'm working on my communication skills. And this is the story of most of the people around us who are on this journey. Though we
Hmm.
can say that I'm working on the language, English language, because uh, languages automatically comes along with it, because we are not tuned to it, we are not used to it. So it means we can't do it on the fly. Like the words are
Hmm.
here, but I forget to use the words. So that way we have to work on the vocabulary. You should have a plethora of beautiful fancy words with you. Yeah, how do I do it? Now this is your question, because I told
Yes.
you, and around me is the local regional language surrounded by that. Whenever I'm moving towards my office or I'm coming back on the way when I'm driving my vehicle, then I start creating hypothetical situations. And whatever comes my way, either it is the traffic on the road, or it is or the weather comes in my mind, or the beautiful sceneries around, or whatever is here around. If I'm passing through some market, my vehicle is passing through the congested roads, and I see malls are there, shopping arcade is there. So I start framing sentences, not deliberately. I start talking about that. What is this? How is this? So this way I work on it. I have started working on it, and I have started enjoying it also. Off and on, I switch on my YouTube, a different channel, the people who speak well, and I start learning to them, so that that way I come across beautiful vocabulary words, fancy words. I won't say complicated words, because I believe in very simple words which you can use on a regular basis. I am
Yeah.
not prove anything to anybody, because I'm doing it for the sake of my growth. And these days,
Hmm.
another has been added like chit chatting this way. So that way, compulsory 25 minutes or 20 minutes or 30 minutes we spare to work on our language. So this way, my journey is going on.
Okay, that's amazing. So you take only one session on a regular basis, or you talk with a couple of
Oh,
people?
yeah, very rarely like this. Today is my second session, but it is the rarest of the rare thing because my mornings are busy in my office. I'm busy.
Okay,
Both from
okay.
Monday throughout the week, I'm busy. I'm a working professional, so I remain busy. Whenever I'm back home, at the maximum, I can have just one session.
Oh, okay, that's really amazing. Well, I totally concur with whatever you said that, practice is like very important because if you already know the language but you are not practicing it, then otherwise you'll never be able to utilize
Yes,
that language, use it or
some
otherwise you lose
speaking.
it.
Mm, yes,
Yeah, that's
if you
really true. That's
speak, you
really.
will have to speak.
Sorry?
If you want to speak, you will have to speak. Speaking
Yeah,
comes
exactly.
naturally.
Exactly. And the more you speak, the more better you become at it, the more confident you become at it, right? So
Yes.
yeah, that's very true. Yeah. So would you like to ask any other question from me?
Mm, you are a very chirpy girl, very pretty girl, beautiful, and you know so many of the languages, and you are the girl of this generation. So I can have the ideas, the kind of your lifestyle or the way you might be thinking at the moment. You are very immature at this very stage of life, and that way I have given you some hints the way you should have your perspective towards your life, being a girl, being a woman, that never stop growing, never stop learning. Though you will have to you will have to perform all these duties, if possible do spare some time for your growth also, or at least at some stage of your life you have to put your foot down. Now this is the time for me, for my growth. So
That's very true.
and you can take it this way that might be I'm that much experienced. I have a daughter like you who is studying. I have a grown up son also. So that way, and moreover, I cater to the youth. I belong to a department of higher education, and for the last more than 25 years I have been catering to the youth only, the age group of
Oh,
18 onward up to 24, 25. So I am quite familiar with the psychology of the youth, psychology of the grown up children. So
that's
yeah, if
amazing.
you want to say me anything at your end.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, ma'am, I would like to say that I'm really inspired by talking with you, and I definitely will keep this in my mind that we should always try to grow as an individual. The process of learning never ends, no matter what your age is, and age is just a number. So I'll just always try to invest time in myself. And apart from doing all the things that a woman is supposed to be doing, I will also invest time in my growth.
All the blessings from my side, Myra.
Thank you very much, ma'am. It was really nice talking to you. Hope to have another session with you soon enough.
Sure, sure, Myra. Definitely in future, if I would be able to spare time, I would love to chat with you. And today, because
Okay.
I already had the idea about your personality, because I have gone through your video, and I was quite inspired by the name of your channel also, and this chica bonita. So I had all the ideas about you. I could peep inside you, frankly speaking. But and I knew this thing that this girl is not only to hone the communication skills, she doesn't need it, but even then to know more about you. So I became
Oh,
inquisitive to have this session with you. So I enjoyed a lot. So all the blessings for your future, and I
thank
would
you.
love to be in touch with you in future also. So till then,
Sure, sure.
good, stay blessed.
Goodbye.